Okay, so I was at a loss, and I guess, yeah, you get a piece of cake from the SKA statue thing. Before leaving, speak with the large gestural with the lifeguard ring around his neck near the two SKA statues and the water bouncing, blah, 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 blah. He'll explain the SK statues have all changed color, and some need to be changed back, suggesting SK told Versa something about this ages ago. This, of course, okay, refers to the wee-woo cutscene while bonding with Eski from the story, so you'll need to balance the statues color-wise. How do you know that? For the two statues immediately to the leftmost statue should be orange, while the other one should be blue. Why? This is the statue with the arms. This one has to be blue. And those ones are blue and orange. The arm wrestling ones. Okay. Alright, so the guide doesn't really explain shit. And I think it only mentions 5 statues when there's actually 6. So that's not a great start. But I'm like, oh goodness god, jeez. Wait, where's the teleport screen? Rest, upgrade, skills, upgrade challenges. There's no teleport? Wasn't it one of the options here? I don't want to go back to the continent. I guess I'll run back the way I came. I don't see myself being able to beat Oskio at all. It definitely seems to be in Simon territory where I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? There is a certain level of parrying Gauntlet where I am kind of like, I don't hate myself enough to do this. I know that people wonder if that threshold exists. But like, even with Frost Evoque, or whatever, how you pronounce it, the boss that I got stuck on for like 2 hours, the reason why, like, by the end of that, it was 2 hours. So I regretted my time that I invested in it. But the whole time I was fighting Frost Evoque, I was like, no, I can do this. I can do this. I was making appreciable progress against their health bar. Every attack seemed like I was already able to sometimes parry it, or I was close to being there. Like, it felt completely achievable. It's just the in practice that turned out to take 2 hours, which was horrific. And I would have not done that and I would definitely come back later if I knew that, especially since we didn't have Monoko yet. So I was literally about to get another party member, which meant a whole extra person that could survive long enough to do more attacks. And I was about to get entire mechanics that I didn't have yet. Like the gradient charge, I think, was a thing I got right afterwards. So like, I was gonna get so much stronger so quickly, in a really unexpected way. Like, way more than I could have ever anticipated. Like, I know that if you play a JRPG long enough, you'll just get stronger in general. Although I think some of these endgame bosses are designed for you to be level capped and still kick your ass even then. So you can't outscale them by just getting stronger, probably. But the Frost Evoque, I knew that we weren't that far in the game, so I'm like, obviously if I leave and come back I can beat him. But, you know, so far, every significant challenge that's popped up that felt achievable, which was all of them, I just did them. And I won, and look at me go, and that felt good. It feels good to defeat the challenges as you encounter them, both because you don't have to keep track of them going forward, and because, like, they look doable, and I'm like, I'm here for a challenge on some level. I'm not a masochist. I don't really like playing games that torture you for fun, like I want to be the guy. Celeste and Super Meat Boy are already test my limits. In fact, I gave up on Celeste. I beat the B-sides and was like, I can't do this anymore. I already wish I hadn't finished the B-sides. I think it was blue and orange. But like, there's one guy over here and another guy over here. It said something about balance. I think this was like a conversation about the 2 different versions of everybody, or something like that. Because the world is full of, there's 2 versions of every character in the story, so maybe that meant we had to 2 versions of each of these people. We'll see if I can figure out the logic or not, though. It did explode weird, as if I did it. Thanks. Thank the descenders. Wees and woos are perfectly balanced. You did it. Birthday cake. With the pieces assembled, you now hold a beautiful birthday cake. I better give you this. You'll find no cooler reward than this one. Somehow, I feel like you'll be able to enjoy it. How weird that SKs reacted this way. Like they were all wee to see you or something. So yeah, they just had to split them 50-50. It might have been per set piece. Because yeah, there's 2 here, and then 2 there, and then the other 2 are separate, but they're both doing waterfall. So maybe that's the logic. I remember there being a conversation about the wees and the woos. I can't logically deduce the solution to this puzzle from that because I don't think I can revisit that conversation unless I hunt through all of my videos to try to find when that bonding moment happened, which I don't know when that was. Yeah, I don't know how you piece that one together reasonably. But yeah, like, these hyper endgame nightmare bosses just don't feel actually achievable by me as a human being.
Great.
Hey, 3 color of Lumina. I need to keep an eye out for every single one of those that I see and actually break them all. Now that I realize that they're actually loot. So the existing language of the game existed still in this one in basically every way. It's just I have to look for like new visuals representing each thing. The grapple points are different. The expedition flags are different, and the things that you break for loot are different. Instead of being pots, they're like transparent glass containers of candy. But yeah, like I can chip away for a while at an achievable feeling boss and not feel completely insane, even though I'll get increasingly irate the longer it takes. Partly because it feels achievable, so I'm like, I can do it! I just need to do it. Why can't I do it? And then when it takes 2 hours or 6 hours, I'm like, please. But it's really hard to get me to stick to what feels like a completely unachievable boss. I kind of felt that way about Malekith and Melania in Elden Ring, but those were like the primary big set piece bosses of the entire game. And it's like, I think one of them was mandatory to beat the game and the other one wasn't, but even then, they're kind of mandatory for doing a playthrough of the game for an audience. Like, that's what they're waiting for you to see. I don't know if people are necessarily waiting for you to do the entire Endless Tower and the super endgame hyper nightmare level 99 bosses in your Expedition 33 playthrough, but I think I would hate it. I think I would hate trying to beat those unless I found a way to just cheat, basically. By which I mean like have such a broken character that I win for free. I don't even know if that's possible though, because I genuinely, seeing some of the attacks they're doing, I'm like, I don't know if I could make it through the combo they do and even survive to do an attack, to even use a broken character. I don't know. For the birthday cake? Yeah. A group of 5. A yummy looking cake. We have what is needed. Now let's party. Okay, I'm not sure, but whatever's in here might be the last thing I do in this little DLC. And then I move on, pending maybe the offhand chance of taking on the super bosses at some point in the future. But I don't have a lot of hope there. Well, what all is in here? Oh! I keep not registering these as being enemies because they don't move.
A storm is coming.
We're outdoors now. That's weird.
Elements converge.
I gotta revamp your guys' abilities because aren't we past the part where I have to worry about anything? Did I finish memorizing everything? Weird how fire crit both times and nothing else. Damn. Me when I make the mistake of parrying. Damn you, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I hate you, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
The dance begins. Void takes everything. Blades sharp.
Damn.
You're outmatched.
All right, Verso. Oh my god, Verso. Okay, so you might have gotten stronger. It does feel like he's stronger than he was before with the previous setup. Damn. Are you camping? You camping my rails, bro? Damn it, I forgot to change the goddamn builds again. I'm so torn on the picto thing, because it's like, it is the all enemy. Let's just explode everybody. If I have this much AP. Like, the pictos
Chroma is flowing.
are like the coolest part of the game, but I hate them. I just don't like navigating that extremely oversized nightmare menu and trying to be like, and trying to figure out what to do with everyone's builds.
Void takes everything.
It'd be much more tolerable if you just got them and had some other process for learning them or memorizing them that didn't require you to put them on your character all the time. I think the roughest thing for me is very specifically the fact that the game makes you put them on your characters, and there's so many of them. And you have to do that constantly in order to actually learn any of them. Because that makes my characters just never have builds. I think that's actively like a thing that puts me off the whole game a little bit. Not in a terrible way, but I'm like, it's just... It's... I mean, you know, because I brought it up constantly. It's like, it annoys me the entire playthrough because it's an ever-present part of the game. And I just don't think it's interesting because it doesn't lead to you... I don't know why I stopped shooting. It doesn't lead to you making any tactical decisions, really. Oh, I didn't even see this guy. You're not making interesting tactical decisions about what to equip. You're just equipping everything as fast as you can to memorize all of them because there's so fucking many of them, and you have to memorize them so you can use them later. And you don't want to... You might as well just keep going because you keep finding so many of them all the time, and if you don't constantly equip all of them to memorize them, then you'll fall behind, and then you'll have to like actively set time aside to grind just to memorize all the ones you want to memorize later when you come up with a build idea because you didn't memorize the specific ones that you need for your build. And then to keep getting more Lumina, you keep looking for more to just equip for the sake of it, just because they're even small bonuses that aren't always going to come up but would be nice to have. And you better spend every Lumina you have, because why wouldn't you spend every Lumina you have? And it's like, getting Lumina to then equip more pictos is good, and I like equipping more pictos, but I hate the memorization process because it makes it so I don't get to just have a build. Because why wouldn't I just keep my favorite pictos equipped on my characters all the time? And the answer is that they make you not do that by forcing you to equip random things, which on some level is even a clever idea, because the fact that they do that means... Am I going to the same place? No? Okay. I was worried that they're going to just take me to the boss again. Which would be pointless because I was able to go there for free? But like on some level it's even clever because one of the 101 kind of things to do in your game is to make people engage with each mechanic as it appears. It's like incentivizing the player to equip every single picto at some point via the learning mechanic is a very obviously clever idea because it makes them engage with each one of them individually and potentially experience what the effects of each one are as a test run. The problem is that that kind of thing applies well to like Mega Man powers, you know, a game that has like 8 things. Not a game that has 300 things, Not once it's like you gotta manually equip every single one in the entire game, but there's more of them than there are Pokemon. You're like, Jesus Christ. But I do think sometimes that the target audience of JRPGs is uniquely a kind of person that enjoys filing their taxes. So maybe I'm the only person that has any problem with this stuff, because that tedium is actually like the stuff that people exactly want to jam directly in their veins. But I'm like, I see this whole picto system, I see this way of like hacking your character to be nonsense with Verso, and I do find that very amusing and entertaining to be able to do that kind of thing with Verso, but no part of that process actually necessitates the step where they make you equip it for 4 fights in order to learn it, and then they have 500 of them, so you end up spending the whole playthrough just doing that and not having a build. Just let me equip whatever I want. Just let me learn them by getting them. It's like that whole bonus step is just not. I think it actually makes the game worse, and I would wish they didn't do it. I didn't, and I went on my fucking giant ass rant with my dumbass ADHD, and didn't change my pictos again, even though I was literally talking about it. I don't know why I'm like this, man. She's dead again, though. Licornapieds. It's like a combination of both enemies at once, I think. Something's going on here.
Thunder, strike swift. A storm is coming. Elements, converge.
Hey, it's all 4 elements, because white counts as half of one. If you're new to the channel and you made it this far, welcome. I always sound like I'm complaining. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, God. Yeah. You still going? I like to go on rants about what I think does and doesn't work about games and really pick apart the thing, but obviously I know there's like a downside to that, which is that when the game is really fucking long like this, a thing is gonna there are gonna be parts of the game that bother me the whole time for 80 hours. And so they're gonna come up too much because like every now and then I'm gonna hit a breaking point again where I want to talk about it again. And that annoys the shit out of people sometimes too, which is kind of fair.
Maximum damage.
But it would be a lot of restraint if I somehow didn't bring them up again for the entire playthrough after the first initial annoyance. God, they're doing like 100,000 each or some shit. That was 1,400 damage, and I think that was just the shots. I think I let the damage counter reset before I started shooting. Like, because on the health bar it totals how much damage you're doing right now in this sequence of attacks. It's just based on timing, so if you wait, it fades away and starts counting from scratch again. I think I did 1.4 million damage there with just the shots, which makes him stronger than Elemental Genesis. So right when Luna was looking like she might be my strongest character again, because at least when I can set up Elemental Genesis correctly, it do good damage. That's not necessarily the case anymore either. That's it? Okay. It's your turn? Okay. It seems like they can still crit and generate burn and generate stains even when I have the don't do damage thing. I guess it does set them to do 1 damage, which is still damage, which can still crit, I guess. At this rate, he's not going to get another turn. He's the one that does a little damage. No turn for Verso. Frenzy. Each successive skill hit deals 10% more damage. That seems horrifically strong. I once again can't help but ask what that means. Each successive skill hit, does that mean every time you hit it with any skill over the course of the entire fight it gets stronger forever? Or does it mean like a combo, as in like if you do a single normal attack or shot or anything that isn't a skill, it breaks the combo? Or do they mean number of hits in the same skill execution? Like if a skill attacks 5 times, each one gets 10% stronger, but then when the skill is over, it no longer is just counting up anymore. That is a description that could have used more refining, because immediately I'm like, there's too many interpretations for what that might mean. Whoops. Those. Okay. Powering jumps? I don't even remember that one. Still a few of these, don't I? They had a quality of life update, but there is still not a quality of life update where you can sort by mastery level, which is bad. Why won't they give me that? One of these, let's see, alphabetical, equipped, favorites, health, defense, speed, crit rate. One of these should be, have I learned it or not? And sort them so that you show all the ones you haven't learned at the top of the list. Like, that's just, it's so, like, on top of just making the interface so it's just easier to at a glance tell the difference between whether or not it has the outline or not. When the icons are so small and there's just a lot of visual noise surrounding them, so that it doesn't stand out. It's like you would think it stands out, like it's a black outline and a gold outline, but it just does not. As you're scrolling through the list, it just isn't that easy to spot. But just being able to sort by them is just so straightforwardly an obvious good thing to add that I'm really confused why they haven't added that. Anyway, let's add crit rate. Max health reduced to 1, no thank you. On critical hit, 100% increased damage on next non-critical hit. Huh. That's pretty shit. Oh yeah, I said before too, these should, you also should be able to sort these by cost. Because they don't cost anything to equip here, but they cost to equip in the other menu. And so obviously you'd want to prioritize equipping the highest priced ones to get even more out of your, more bang for your buck out of your Luna budget. Bonus gradient on crit is reasonable because she crits a lot. On critical hit to increase damage makes sense because she crits a lot, although her crit might be so high that she'll never not crit. Yeah, so her default crit is 77%, and if the enemy is burning or defenseless, I think, those both also make her higher chance of critting. In fact, this specifically, it's funny, alternating critical talks about alternation and in itself gives you a 50% crit rate. That's very funny. But given people's crit rates already, that's such a comically high crit rate for a single item to give you. Can you get mega crits like in Mega Bonk? Like if you get a more than 100% crit, can you double crit? If I equip this, what does it say my crit chance is? 127%. Is that just the same thing as 100%, or does the 20, or if I hit within 27%, does a cooler crit happen? But what you'll notice here is that the effect is useless. 100% increased damage on my next non-crit hit. Cool. It's impossible not to crit because I have 127% crit rate. As far as I know, this game doesn't have tricks there. I think it just works that way. I don't think there's any trick stuff going on where things can't be crit sometimes. Could be wrong. I could do shortcut, I guess. That also gets her above 100% crit without, and it's like, I guess if she takes a spike of damage, she'll just get a surprise bonus turn sometimes, which could be cool. Or maybe it even changes her turn initiative. I don't know how that works exactly. I don't think I want to make her health 1 though. That gives you 108% crit? What the, why? Okay, that makes me think that crit rate. Let's see. Let's ask the internet. Expedition 33 over 100 crit. Let's see. Read some posts on Steam of people doing testing and they conclude there's no benefit to beyond 100% crit. No! Nothing, you're just guaranteed to crit. Huh. Why didn't they cap it then? I guess the idea is that there are just like, there are things that could reduce your crit chance, maybe? I can't think of one, but maybe. Then also, why is there a pick that gives you over 100%? Why is there a pick that gives you over 100% crit if that extra 8% is literally not mechanically meaningful even when you have 0 crit? I don't understand. Anyway, let's swap out my L stuff. Yep. Her stuff is largely useless. Oh, AP discount. But that gives you speed. Damn it. Well, she already has more speed than Verso anyway. She should definitely have AP discount on. She's the only person that actually struggles to afford the things she's trying to cast. So yeah, she should have AP discount equipped. Now let's work on actually having some kind of build for Mael, maybe? Not sure what to do. My highest level thing. Shortcut sounds cool. Yeah, second chance equipped. The other, well, I can. Oh no, Verso has the. Verso has second chance equipped. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because it's so expensive. Yeah, he has 3 40s equipped. Yeah. Right, you can never have less than 10% health if you're the 1, right? Because it makes your max health 1. Her crit rate is also so high that alternating crit... It's weird that alternating critical is given to you in this DLC when you're likely at a point now where you're so comically strong that it probably can't hurt you. Let's see. Every third hit of a skill deals double damage. And then what's the new one I just got? Oh, she's still memorizing it. Each consecutive hit does 10% more damage. She does multi-hitting, so maybe double third. And the other thing would be good to have. I'll just equip something else for now. Immune to stun. Man, stun is so rare to have happen at us. I guess she should just equip Frenzy. She should just equip Frenzy and just learn it for him. Then Luna doesn't have to do that, and then she can just equip something else. I wish alternating critical was useful. Like, when you crit, some bonus happens. In any other system, it'd be really useful, but in this game, crit is so comically high that it literally isn't useful, and I'm pretty sure the crit is worth... I actually don't know what crit damage is for. How much is crit? In a lot of games, it's double damage, but I don't know if it is in this one for sure. Consume 3 gradient charges if able to... I almost never have 3 gradient charges. That just doesn't seem that helpful. Base attack plays slow. Do I have slowing attack on Verso? Bonus crit on weakness, but her crit's so high that that's useless. Gotta be something worth equipping, damn. Always play Trice and WoW, that's on Verso to save points. I've coddled Verso for points. AP on applying burn, but she actually doesn't do that anymore. She already has burn affinity. Guess if nothing else, it just wouldn't hurt to just equip here and then pop something else on over here. Heal on turn start, sure. Alphabetical. Scrolling all the way down to slowing attack. It's called slowing attack, right? Like that's slow was the first word, I think. Slowing attack. Yeah, that should be faved. Or at the very least, potentially equipped on Verso. Because I basically want every attack equipped. If it applies an effect on attack, let's put it on Verso because he attacks all the time. So let's make all enemies slow and weak and so on all at once. It just makes sense. What's going on here? Oh, I'm in the wrong fucking menu. God damn it. What? No, go into the Luminas. What? I kept clicking on it, kept not going into it seemingly? Weird. Okay. Oh god, there's 3 rows here. Okay, slowing attack. Favorites. Increase damage to burn, obviously want that. Increase crit chance on vulnerable targets, yep. I guess at some point he can like, unequip some of these abilities once he gets a high enough crit chance, but his is actually relatively low. Attacking a burning target heals you. I do trigger that one constantly. I guess the question right now is, do I even have the ability to get slowing attack equipped on him, points-wise? The answer is that I might have some lying around. Nope. Not exactly. I'm sorry, I don't love being in this menu either because it takes I spend 500 years here. Increase break damage, trigger happy. We want that, yeah, that's a good one. We like applying mark on free aim. Yep, we love exposing attack. Defenseless has more things hooking into it right now than slow, but slow would be strong. In powerful and base attack. Consuming attack. With the burn effect. A chance to apply burn. Not very strong, but it's something. I don't know if there's anything I want to unequip. I might just have to like wait it out and just get some more points. %% crit chance. Oh, it's not equipped. Damn it! I'm like, I could unequip this because people aren't unstunned. People aren't stunned that often, or that long. And I have enough bonus effects that I might always have a 100% chance of crit anyway. That one might be useless. If you're wondering, I'm always like this, where I'm just like, I don't want to spend too much time in this menu. And to the point where like my if you want to know like behind the curtain, I've been playing Megabonk as like my off stream, like the game for me, which like as somebody who does blind playthroughs of games and people want to see me play the game from scratch, not knowing what it's like already, there's very few games that I can play in my free time without risking that. I can like replay old games. Every now and then I like go back and I try to 100% a game I already did Let's Play on, like Death Stranding, and be like, let's go and perfect every relationship and do all the grindy, repetitive stuff that I wouldn't do in a playthrough because it takes too long. But it's like, now that I've already played the game, I can obsessively complete it. Or Ghost of Tsushima. But like the other two categories of thing that I would potentially do that for are, one, I went the right way, right? This is the new direction? Yeah. The other options are largely adult content games because they're literally unfilmable. So I'm like, oh, I can't do content on this game, so I can just fuck around with this and poke around with the silly lewd game and have a chuckle at that in my free time, and I don't have to worry about spoiling a game I might have covered otherwise because I can't make videos on it. That's ironically the mentality that led to me playing Ad Astra, which led to me coming out as gay. Because I didn't think I'd ever be able to make content on a game like Ad Astra, nor did I think I'd ever think I'd want to. And whoops, that changed. But most of the stuff is literally completely inapplicable. That game's mostly not adult, but just has bits of adult content, so you can cover it. The other one is like Vampire Survivors and Megabonk. These games that are just like super repetitive, roguelike-y style grind things you can just dump hundreds of hours into. Which I usually wouldn't want to cover for a series just because when the fuck does the series end? I would like, if the Let's Try I did really, really well, then maybe I would do a series on one of those games, like a game like Vampire Survivors or Megabonk, because there's just a demand for it. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just play it as my day job. Who cares if it's what people want? Sure. But they don't do that well, so there's no reason to sit there and play 100 episodes of a game like that. It just seems like a bad fit. But I'm saying all this to say that like I'm playing a Megabonk and I'm now like a month into trying to get a Thorns build to work. And the thing is, like, Megabonk also has a hyper convoluted mega menu like this, which is that all of the unlocks you get over the course of playing the game that are part of the random loot that can happen throughout your run, you can largely toggle most of them on and off. And that's the best way to make a particular run work. So I'm trying to make a Thorns build work as Athena, and I've really been dedicated to it, and I've gotten really close to having it work well, and it's already set my highest score so far like 2 or 3 times. But because I have to customize so many menus that look like this just to prep the run, I have been running only Athena Thorns builds for like a month now. Or maybe even 2 months now at this rate, because I think I was already doing it last Patreon Q&A and so on, and before that. And it's like, yeah, the game's decently fun. I would like to play more builds, but because the game doesn't have like loadout systems that let me swap entire things without having to recustomize them, and I don't want to read every single skill in a menu like this over and over again in order to recustomize it for Athena when I want to try it again, I'm literally just going to stick to one build and not change my loadout and just keep running runs as Athena for months at this rate until I finally get the perfect run I was hoping for, and then I'll finally retire that character forever-ish and then customize everything for a new character. Because like, it's so, I just don't like having to customize a menu like this that many times or memorize what my build is supposed to be like. I'll set it once and be like, okay, that's pretty good. And then I'll just do that forever if I can until it's time to switch things. For context, the Athena build got me to beat the game a few times, which is already rare at the time. But then specifically, I kept iterating on it, and I was able to set my highest score ever twice via the Chapter 3 ghosts. Like, I got bapped away from the portal and fucked up and couldn't fight the boss. Or I just like lingered for a while. I think one time I got stuck with the ghost and just fought things forever. and I was like, oh, damn it. I'm not going to be able to beat the boss. But then I set my highest score ever for kills anyway, without even getting to the final boss. I'm like, well, that's crazy. Then I had like another run or two where I successfully got to the final boss, had my highest score ever already, but then the final boss's asshole invincibility parts, we have to run around and charge the things while it's invincible. Those keep killing me because they have so much knockback knocking you around, and I need life leech in order to stay alive, but I can't hurt the boss because he's invincible, and I just keep not quite being able to survive long enough or platform correctly with all the chaos that's happening in order to actually get through those phases. So I keep dying before I even beat the final boss, and I'm like, no, I have such a good build, I have my highest score ever. Like, if I got to beat the final boss, then all the ghosts would have happened afterwards, and I would have a really, really high score, so I'm just doing runs over and over again until the stars finally align and I make it through and have both a good build and beat the final boss, because those two things just haven't happened in the same run yet. And so I've had my most success ever at that game ever, but that keeps happening. This is a very tangent-heavy episode, I'm so sorry, but for some people that was interesting context, and for other people he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, like in Megabonk, I've essentially made a verso where I'm like, oh, this is my crazy setup that works really well, and I can't wait to see what it's capable of. And then I just don't want to touch it. It's like, I've exempted Verso from the entire memorizing skills process because I'm like, no. I set him up. It's working. I'm not going to touch it because I'm going to forget what he had to have equipped, or I'm going to have to reread 100 skills to set him up again, and that'll take like 20 minutes. And so I'll just never do that. Oh, there wasn't even an animation? That was weird. That was genuinely weird. Huh. Was that entire... they definitely hyped it up with the fancy trains, but was that overall just... I got 3 cakes to fight 1 mini-boss, basically, and get 1 picto? Huh. How did you open the door? I've just pushed it open. He stopped thinking. I'm guessing if I talked to him a second ago, he'd have been like, I can't get past this door, what do I do? But I just opened it. The fool! Fool that he is! I think that's Verso's drafts. I think I'm done. I have 2 lingering unfinished bosses now, which I don't like the feeling of, but currently I think that's the limits of what I can reasonably handle. And we'll see if I change my mind at any point in the playthrough. That is Lumiere, which I've been more than capable of winning, I'm sure, for like the last 20 episodes. But Act 3 is a big non-linear weirdo chapter with a bunch of content, and I'm trying to do a bunch of it. So Verso's drafts and Renoir's drafts both have a fucked up super boss. And I'm probably never doing that. I kind of don't enjoy the Endless Tower. And I should maybe double check the videos, but I don't think any out of the supporters, at least, I don't think anybody was like chomping at the bit for me to go further into it. So maybe we can tell that to fuck off. But I do think that there's still something called like the floating mansion or the floating manor that I haven't done. And I might need to look up where it is because I lost all sense of continuity of my process of like lawnmowing across the map a month ago to try to complete Act 3 as best I could. I call it lawnmowing when you go because that's how you like mow a lawn. It's like that's how you try to thoroughly explore a map like this when geography doesn't matter and you're literally just fucking flying. So there's no like walls and level design to like constrain you and guide you. So you have to be like, oh god, and you just kind of like vaguely fly south while trying to get every single point of interest as best you can. But I think I've almost certainly missed a few. Okay, this is funny. I went to look up where the hell the Flying Manor is. It was like directly above where I currently was. It just was even higher up. I was like right at it already. From some directions, it's a very specific, interesting island, and from other directions, it just looks like another floating rock. And you're like, I've already seen that one. Or from some directions, that kind of looks like there's nothing even on it, actually. Okay, so this is destroyed chunks of the manor once again. We visited enough different versions of the manor now that it kind of reminds me of... kind of reminds me of like when you visit a different version of Firelink Shrine or a different version of the Round Table Hold in various Souls games, or the Hunter's Dream, which is admittedly now a trick that they play like in every franchise. Yeah, in Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and Dark Souls, you find some kind of weird alternate version of your like town zone that's like some kind of dark or abandoned or original draft of it or something, and you're like, what does this mean? But I do think that one, this one's being much more literal about draft, but also like it feels like we've been to like 4 different manors now. I do think I'll lose the thread a little bit. Humans, you must leave. Everything here is just too powerful. Right after the fracture, this chroma maestro appeared. Swish, swish, lightning quick strokes of chroma, you see. Swish, swish, and she made the broken land into all this around us. The floating islands with terrifying aura. This is goodbye. I leave for the Sacred River. Sacred River? That's grim. Why would you leave for the Sacred River? That makes it sound like he just committed suicide. He's so afraid of the maester that he jumped to his death and be like, I'll get revived at the river. Bye. That sounds like the implication. The Sacred River is their Hades. So it's Clair, right? It sounds like it's another god, essentially. One of the people from the real world that has unreasonable control here. Okay. We had the Verso location, we had the Elysia location, we had the Renoir location. I guess it makes sense as a Clair location. I guess I kind of thought the Clair location was the tower. But you don't get a lot of Clair narratively out of that. She's just kind of there taunting you like, oh yeah, I guess you can do my stupid tower full of a billion nonsense things. If you want to. Whatever. Pfft. I'm above all this. I think you're stupid. I'm Clair. That's my impression. That goes down somewhere. Should maybe finish where I already was. Is it the lamp ladder guy? Lamp master? Yep. And some other big, less impactful enemies. Is that the duelist? And that's an Evoke? I don't know what this one is. I fought it, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember it being a big deal. You are here. What is this place? It's her home. Here in this canvas. We used to play here a lot with the others. But now the one here, she is not her. She will never be. And she knows that. Who are you talking about? Everything is always about her. About her painting, her sculpting. Everything has to be perfect. But perfect I have never seen. I have never been. And perfect she is not. The one who is here now. Maybe it's better to forget about all of this. But she is trapped here. Behind this door. In her atelier. Forever painting. How do we open this door behind you? The colors. Bring back the color to her paintings. She mocked Aline's creation. Trapped by her own paintings. Her Nevron stole her colors, If you could find them and unpaint them, then maybe she will be free. So this is a fake Clea? It's the real one's in the real world, and it seems to not give a shit about what's going on in here. So there's a version of each sibling is stuck in here. Going to gain access to that door by fighting 4 Nevrons that have stolen her color. Which, yeah. So those 4 characters are somewhere in this dungeon, and I go fight them. Big elevator. Big elevator. Yeah, I saw these vertical lines in the distance during the conversation with the gestural.
Nice.
I'll have those points yet, Verso. We had 3. I think I just got 2 more, maybe? Right. I can't just cross compare on the fly because I have to spend them on him too. Okay, I feel like I've fought that guy enough times already. Maybe I can avoid him. We have fought that particular enemy so many times. Can't reach over there from here. They're really big enemies. Room spanning enemies. The lamp? Oh, it's a lamp carrier. The first Nevron we met that talked to us was one of the... Oh! Tried to thread that needle a little bit too much. He's got backup. Ah, damn it. I gotta press B.
Oh well.
Explodes you, ooh.
Void takes everything. On guard.
Oh right, we're back to doing damage to things.
Witness the flames.
Oh god.
A storm is coming.
100% crit chance. And Genesis only costs 3 points now.
Meet your reckoning.
So we just fixed Luna. Now she's just self-sufficient. Now she can just do Elemental Trick and Elemental Genesis back to back. And it should work every time because she has a over 100% crit rate. So it'll always trigger all 4 stains. And then she can always explode the enemy team immediately afterwards. Direction over there, but also handholds over here. I have to try not to get lost here. Powerful mark. Gain powerful on hitting a marked enemy. Oh. 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 Well, that's strong. Hmm. Where is it? God, where is it? Okay. Powerful mark. Ah, no. Oh, why did I go there? Where is it? There it is. Powerful mark. Gain powerful on hitting a marked enemy. That's insane. save that for now. We wanna get that equip. Oh, it's only 5? Okay, but I gotta remind myself, does Verso already get powerful? Does Verso's current build already give him powerful? I think it might, because he's extremely powerful after he shoots a billion shots, and then he comes back with his attack. And then after the attack, he's always way stronger. And I know that he applies defenseless, but I think he might also apply powerful.
Everything. Finesse and grace. Witness the flames.
It's interesting seeing the attack that normally does less damage do more damage against these guys. I'm having trouble getting Verso to act first anymore because equipping them almost anything on them makes them faster than Verso. I don't want to actively make them weaker, but... And also Verso's kind of tied down equipping the most expensive pictos in the game. So he can't really unequip them unless he'll lose a pretty significant power. Because I can't reasonably purchase those with my Lumina points.
An advantage.
Energizing shots. 20% chance to gain 1 AP on free aim shot. What? What? What do you mean? Okay. %20 chance to gain 1 AP on free aim shot. So on top of all that shit that Verso's already doing, a 20% chance to get an extra AP, it's not limited per turn either. So when he shoots like 10 to 15 times, he might get 3 more shots. Or way more given how RNG based it could be. Like it's feast or famine, like all RNG. What the fuck? Stop. Stop. I need so much Lumina to equip all this bullshit I'm finding for Verso. I'm scared. Wow, I've lost the timing on that.
Hurts. Elements converge.
You can even crit through shields. Okay. I feel bad using Burning Canvas first because it's supposed to scale up based on how much fire you have on them, and I don't have fire on them. But she's meant to be built for Verso going first, because then they have a bunch of fire on them. Although that's becoming less true because he also consumes the fire to do a bunch of bonus damage. Break. These are not going to be very hard 4 bosses, are they?
1 down, 3 to go.
Get the red flower. Did that one represent the color red? You've conquered your foe once again. Should I take you back to the plaza? No. I'm going to explore. So the shortcut back. And I never tried going left. I don't know what might be over there. Also looks like past the big flower vor monster, there's also a shopkeeper I should check out. Ah, there's nothing over here. Can I go forward? No. Well, I should probably kill these characters. As tempted as I am to skip past stuff, it's like a one-off. Not unique, because we fought him before elsewhere, but here he's one-off. Oh no! This entire build doesn't work when the enemy is immune to a single element. Earth heals them. Rude.
We take everything. Witness the flames.
And then he exploded. I also currently have some incentive to do a few bonus little fights just to memorize these skills so I can try to get them on Verso, although I need Lumina for that. So hopefully this vendor sells Lumina. And also maybe he levels a little bit. Saber, I'm just doubled in level. Empowering jumps and frenzy. Did I... Are they hurt? No one took damage, okay. Look at the tiny bonus enemies.
Elements converge.
They're so small you can almost not notice they exist. What? Fire didn't crit? Is the drool flower immune to fire? What happened to that number? Isn't fire the first element she does? Why? What's going on there? I'm not sure. You could definitely do burn to them.
Brace yourself.
Uh-oh. Please don't eat Verso. Okay, it's Mael. Did he just explode? Yeah, I think he's gone. Okay. Oh no! I didn't expect it to auto-target her. Well. That was unexpected. This character's jiggly enough, actually, I have to be careful or I'll miss my shots. So I'm just gonna have to carefully aim 700 bullets into his... right into his dick. His weird plant vor dick.
A storm is coming. Meet your reckoning.
Augmented counter. And burning death. Burning death. Another Burgeon skin. I need to look up what to do with those. I thought it was just a once-off quest where you just turn in one skin. But they all drop one forever? So I really gotta double check to see if there's like a mechanic where you can turn them in that I've just like lost track of. It's been so long since I've seen anyone. We keep fighting the saddest merchants that are just stuck in weird little hells for themselves. He has little wood nipples. All right, good effort, good hustle. Yeah, he is powerful right now, so something gives him powerful already. So the other thing isn't necessarily that strong. Because he is not struggling to get powerful. I mean, he should burn to death. Oh god, yeah, they're not very strong. It'll be awkward when it turns back to fire, because then they're immune to most of my attacks, but I guess I'll just use my other attacks. Yeah, my attack is fire, but I can just do, like, nonsense. Yeah. Yeah. I can just do his overpowered finishers, too, because he's almost entirely equipped with 9 AP abilities that are all comically super finishers, just because he never needs AP. It's like, yeah, I guess when the AP system is no longer relevant, I can just equip finishers only and be a character that never stops being at 11. Woohoo! I feel alive. Stay marked. That's just a level up for it. Accelerating shots. Oh. Rush on free aim shot. Oh my god, it's only cost 3? Can I make it so that he gets all of the buffs at once just from shooting? And he shoots so much that he'll get all of them? Verso, stop getting buffs. It's fucked up. Each successive parry increases damage by 5% until the end of the following turn. Taking any damage removes the buff. I'm not good at parrying. Also, these are expensive. 50% increased break damage with gradient attacks. Longer burn, already have that one. One level lower. Break damage is increased by 50%, but base damage is reduced by 20. No. Apply slow on break. That's kind of interesting because it makes the break last longer. And it's cheap. It only costs 5 to equip, so since he usually breaks people, it makes sense to also slow them. Making sure that the break also lasts, is more likely to last longer. Only 3 color of Lumina. And a bunch of weapons to be confused about. 1 shield on offensive stance. If stance's base attack switches to offensive stance, critical chance while on offensive stance increased by 50%. Which should be irrelevant because of how much crit everyone has. Change light damage from skills into physical damage. 20% increased physical damage from skills. Minus 1 AP cost for physical skills. Does that count up light skills at that point? 30% increased damage per upgraded skill used. Resets on using non-upgraded skill. Based attacks spin the bestial will to a random value. Using an upgraded skill gives 1 AP to all of their allies. Ooh! That part's kind of fun. Although, with people like Verso, they don't benefit as much from it. On Twilight Start, deal damage to all enemies based on the amount of charges. On Twilight Start, deal 2 foretell per charge to all enemies. Double Sun and Moon charge generate. I like Ciela as a character. I don't like playing as her because, yeah, I've been over this, but like, I can't hold how she works in my brain. I can never remember what the fuck's happening with that character and what her mechanics are and the order in which the things work as they bounce from this side to that side. Please give me a fight. I want to fight. We already did it. We got accelerating shots and slowing break. Powerful mark. That's not even new, is it? Let's see. Accelerating shots. Frenzy's pretty good. Empowering jumps is nonsense. I'll probably never use that one. Accelerating shots is right there. Slowing brake. We're working on the other one still. Got it. Was I finishing a thought still? Oh, hello. Sneaky.
An advantage.
One more little upgrade. Just hiding out back here. Alright, one boss down, 3 to go. I would like several more Lumina points, please. On one hand, I wonder if they're farmable, but I also feel like that'd be like opening Pandora's box, where if you figure out how to farm them, then you make the entire system irrelevant, because you end up in Tears of the Kingdom mode, where you farm that battery. To fill up the battery, it's like, well, time to just do this one farming action for 4 hours. There we go, now the Lumina system's irrelevant forever. I always have too many Lumina points, I can just equip everything. And it's like, that sucks. I'm kind of anti-grinding in general. I just don't like it when there's a system that rewards you for exploring, or for playing the game, or for playing well, or for being thorough, and so on and so forth. And then the game then... Oh, looks like I should go down here next. And then the game just has a trick you can do that lets you just, like, bypass that entire concept and make it irrelevant forever by just, like, maxing out your supplies of it forever. And you're like, well, then why am I playing? And in particular, if you have no more use for the thing, you then feel punished every time you find more of it, because you're like, well, this is pointless now. Now I'm just sad. It turns into like the Twilight Princess stamps, where you're like, these stamps are for the Miiverse, which doesn't even exist anymore. It could have been rupees or a heart piece, but it's Miiverse stamps. I'm so happy I opened this chest. Alright, more game design rants next episode, I guess. I need to stop the episode at some point. Bye.